Good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Somebody found it. So, right, get some music cranking here. It's a beautiful day. Come on in. Annie, I see you. Good morning. All right, let's hear. It's a beautiful day. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, Grayson. Charlie, good morning to you. You're up early. Auntie G. Oh my goodness. I guess it's a good thing I woke up or you'd be calling me. How are you feeling? Cheers, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. Josie. Hi, darling. Where's our Ricky Rick? There you are. Good morning, Rick. Our pirate. Let's get some people in here. Just say a name. Type in their name. Let's see, how about Jean? Ah, you didn't go back to bed yet. Okay, Charles. All right, everybody type in a name that's not here. Suzanne, good morning. I did type that one, Annie. We'll call her in twice. Okay. All right, let's go into our hearts. Good morning. It's so good to see all of you. So we're doing the heart brain by focusing on your breath and slow it down. And then breathing it out slowly. And now, when you take the next breath, just add in love. Think of something that makes your heart warm, something that puts a smile on your face. Marietta reminds us that smile is spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. So breathe in slow, breathe out slow, and just give that love. Hi, Kathy Hand. Beautiful to have all of you here. It was so good to see a lot of you on the afternoon show yesterday. We had an afternoon delight with tea, and I'm still smiling over that show. You all were just amazing coming in, and we had a lot of people that normally are not on the morning show. So that was really good. Deirdre, good morning, sweetheart. Brookie, Brookie, and how's our Maxwell? Hopefully kicking up a storm, letting mama know that he's there and he's getting ready. He's cooking in the oven. All right, so I am going to get to, what am I going to get to? The blog. And the blog last night from the Angels was about forgiveness, understanding forgiveness. Good morning, Isabel. We accept the love we think we deserve. And that's a quote by Stephen Chbosky. And I'd love to hear your comments on that statement. We accept the love we think we deserve. I met my husband, George, in college, right after I graduated from high school. I didn't know what love was, but I knew what it wasn't. I accepted this version of love, as dysfunctional as the relationship was, because I did not know that I was worthy of more. When we come from a lack mentality, we grab onto anything that looks like it might work. My lack involved not being seen or heard or being held or feeling special. I had the self-confidence of a sloth, so it's no wonder that I gave my power away. I do believe, however, that there is a blessing in every lesson. I know it was no coincidence or accident that we came together, and it was a purposeful relationship where we had contracted before coming to Earth to co-create a child. I don't talk about her much, as it's very painful for a parent to lose a child who is still alive. We've been estranged most of her life, and I have come to terms with it finally. It used to really tear me up emotionally every year on her birthday. Now there is just a melancholy over the missed moments that could have been. So I made it through yet another of her birthdays today, praying that it was a good day for her wherever she may be, and knowing that I am doing the best I can in loving her from a distance. Good morning, Blue. Dear angels, our self-confidence and awareness of our worthiness is something that leads us to make the choices we make in life. I think of myself now as compared to that scared little girl who said I do way too early in life. If I could say anything to my younger self, it would be, you are so loved, and I know you don't understand what that means fully, but hold on to the knowledge that you are special and deserving of so much more in life than what you are experiencing. Dear ones, all of those events that happened in your past were results of choices you made and roads you traveled down. There are no accidents or coincidences, and this you know full well to be the truth. Many times you do not see the bigger picture of what is happening, yet you plunge ahead anyway. You cannot change the events of your life, but you can learn and grow through them, and you most certainly can make an informed decision now as to how much power you are still giving those events. Have you forgiven yourself? And have you forgiven others involved? It's hard to understand what forgiveness is without looking at what it is not. It is not about anyone other than yourself. It is not approving of what anyone in your life did or said. It is not about forgetting any of the events that happened. It is not weakness. Dear ones, forgiveness is all about gaining your freedom from the emotional impact of the experiences you have had in life. It is about regaining your power and not feeling victimized. Every event, good or not so good, happened for you to have a fuller understanding of what love truly is. Sometimes by seeing what it is not, you can understand what it is that you seek. You are worthy and deserving of every good and wonderful thing that life brings your way. The events that were heartbreaking for you have shaped you into a strong, resilient being that now has a deeper understanding of what love truly is. Focus on that love in your heart and let it guide your every step. Dear angels, today I promise to let love guide me and trust my intuition as far as which road to take. Yeah, sometimes we make those choices without putting a lot of thought to it, don't we? So that was a lot of deep discussion for this early in the morning. Let's see who's here. Blue's here. Sally. Good morning, Sally. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling better. And I thought I saw somebody else come in. Janet Byron. Good morning. Carrie, our darling Carrie, Klingon Butcher. Good morning. Okay, Josie, you got a letter from code enforcement. It's your first in 20 years you've lived there, and please prayers for an easy fix. I'm calling this morning for how to proceed. Okay, so let's all get behind that effort. Let's all gather around you, Josie and Ricky, putting our arms of love around you and just seeing that as already fixed. Don't see it as going to be, will be, maybe. Just see it as done. You're on the other side, as our Mama Hada Bear taught us, and she's here this morning. Good morning, Kathleen. Isabel, I hear that one in special. I hear that one. These are scrolling like crazy. Where did it go? I hear that one in special touched me exactly the same way as you, Jerry. Thank you, honey. It was a good day yesterday, but when I always feel into the energy on her birthday, it just takes me to a little melancholy place of knowing that I've missed out on most of her life. So thank you for that. And I saw Carrie missing her little mama. I bet you are, honey. I'm so sorry for your loss. And I know, I have seen her and I have my, all of my paint and craft stuff here. So I'm going to send you a picture of what she looks like in spirit because I was told to do that by the angels. Isabel, with your oldest son from my first marriage, too young. Yeah, absolutely. Sally's feeling a little better, but still feel like my head is in a fishbowl. We'll just start swimming, start moving around and jump out of that fishbowl. I'm so glad you're feeling a little better. She is in the garden, Carrie. And that's actually how I saw her, was just surrounded by beauty. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to paint your little mama in spirit and send you that. You're so welcome, Josie and Rick. All right, so let's get a Kuan Yin message for all of us today and see if perhaps she has something to say about forgiveness or the energy of what was in the blog last night. And I know some of you came in later or while I was still at the point of reading it. So I hope you'll read that because I think the message of forgiveness is for all of us. And I just love how they brought out that sometimes we don't understand what is until we figure out what it is not. And then we see, oh, I'm missing that. So that's what I've been looking for. And that's how I was most of my adult life, was looking for what I thought love was. But then I figured out what it wasn't. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know. Don't do that anymore. Oh, now you're going to have that song in my head, Two Lost Souls Living in a Fishbowl. I love that. Okay, Brookie says, wow, Teri, thank you for sharing such a deep and powerful truth. I pray your daughter is doing well and can feel the love. Me too. I pray that every day. Feel the love beaming at her, even though you were not in physical contact. Well, sometimes I'm not so strong, but that's okay, because just pull up my pants and keep on walking, right? And that's my choice. Sometimes when we have a hit that's really difficult, we just go to bed and pull the covers up over our head. But I've chosen a long time ago that no, that's not my life. I'm refusing to be knocked down to the ground and not get back up. So thank you for that. Carrie said your purpose in your daughter's life was completed early. You couldn't be her mama and be this light to the world. You will be reunited one day, and she will know why, and so will you. And love you, love you. You know, I talked to her on the spirit level with her higher self. All right, so let's see what this Guan Yin is. The radiant moon of compassion. Oh, absolutely, Jean, please do. That would be great. Okay. Gotta get this to where I can see the messages because it scrolls too fast on the computer screen. Annie, you're getting better also. Yay. And how's our little Grayson doing? Hope he's not sick. Thank you, Isabel. Maxwell is very active, Brookie says. And we had a little scare yesterday and went to the hospital for some peace of mind. Everything is okay, and his vitals were perfect. One major bonus of the trip was that we got to be seen in one of the labor and delivery rooms where they said are no longer doing tours. When I asked about one, we got a nice backdoor tour, and it felt important to have that experience in order to be more comfortable when Max is ready to enter the world. So glad that he's okay. Suzanne, I talked to her higher self from my higher self. And yeah, we communicate on that level. It's just there's no communication on the physical level. And it's just the way it is. So it's acceptance that, it's just like when somebody leaves their physical body and they're still here. We can talk to them on that higher level. So that's the way it is. Stacy, good morning. Grayson's sneezing, but so far he's okay. Good. Boy, do I ever have a bunch of children, Jean Lorio. I am the Mama P after all. So thank you all for being my kids. All right, so the radiant moon of compassion. Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from the lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment and shift into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. You're being urged to use this power to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that would otherwise dim your bright spirit. Yeah, she was listening in. So she knows exactly the words to say, doesn't she? Anytime there's something that keeps pulling us down into the 3D, into our humanity, and and keep us, just surrounded by some kind of energy other than love, we can go right back into our heart, because that's where our spiritual strength is. Oh, Carrie, I'm so glad you were here, honey. And yeah, I know this living in the human body, we do have to take care of things, don't we? I'm so glad you spent some time with us this morning, and I will be in touch. And I can't wait to see what that picture turns out like. And I'm going to make an effort today. I have to do it today. I'll get the paint stuff out of the car today, because I hear we're going to have snow possibly here in this area. I'm praying that it's not too bad, but I have to get the stuff out of the car that I have to get out so that it's not frozen. And and I need to put the cover on the car. That's what I have to do. So I got to get out what I got to get out, and then I bought a car cover for my new Angel Mobile, and I'm going to put that on before the snow hits, because I've been here when the snow has come and covered my car completely, and it's not nice. And when you have to try to get out in that and get the snow off, and then it melts, and it's very nasty when it melts. So yeah, that's my game plan, you guys. Today I got to get in the car and get some stuff out, and I get to see our Dr. Ruth Anderson today. I'm so excited to see her. Hi, Julie Kiss. Good morning. Thank you for being here. So, Manifesting Monday. Wow. We know we've heard from Josie and Rick, and there's some manifesting to be done there. And we're getting behind you. We are just lifting that energy high so that everything comes into perfection, Josie. And let's see that happening. And I saw Blue's message earlier that the Fae are on it. They're got their carpenter kit out and they're ready to go to work. So let's all do that. Let's all envision everything that has to be done being done. And in their backyard, in Ricky and Josie's backyard, there's a very special area, and it's where we did a land blessing in Florida. So there's a bunch of vortex energies just sitting there. So I want you, Josie and Rick, I want you to go to that spot where we did the land blessing. Isabel was there. So Isabel, you know where I'm talking about. And let's just feel into the vortex power of that energy, and then sit in meditation and say, what do I need? What do I need? And I know I've got all the P's behind me. So how can I handle this and get it done? So we're going to see that coming to perfection for you. Kathleen, thank you, honey. Thank you for that. I didn't say anything yesterday. I wanted to keep my vibration as high as possible. But last night when I sat down to write the blog, the angels were like, no, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about forgiveness, and we're going to talk about the fact that what other people do is their business. They're living their life, and our job is to see how we're going to deal with it. And all of it's bringing us back to love. That's the whole purpose of all the experiences that we have. I loved that line. I didn't make my meme last night, so I'm going to have to go in and do that this morning. But there was one line that they said. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Yes, the events that were heartbreaking for you have shaped you into a strong, resilient being that now has a deeper understanding of what love truly is. Focus on that love in your heart and let it guide your every step. So that's important to remember when we talk about manifesting. If you have an intention, if you have some goal that you want to accomplish, even this year, there's still like half the month left. Oh, and today is 12/12. I just saw that. There's a 12/12 portal opening today. So the energy is super high. And I don't know, there may be some special thing that the angels want us to look at. So I will sit in meditation and see if they want me to guide us into an opening of that 12/12 portal so that we can all just have more understanding of love. And that's what the 12/12 is going to be all about. So yeah, so pay attention. If you get an announcement today that I'm going live, because I'll let you know ahead of time, it'll be about the 12/12 portal. But thank you all for your compassion and your empathy. And, you know, I learned years ago that I was either going to have to come to terms and deal with what had happened and just release her in the physical form, or I was just going to let it keep tearing me up the rest of my life. So yeah, it hurts. I'm human. It does hurt, but I've come to terms with it. And I know now that I have a big mission ahead of me. So that's what I focus on. And I focus on love. And Kathy says, please also lift us up so that we can get Jess to move out on her own peacefully without us having to take legal action. We will certainly do that. Kathleen, you got here late but didn't hear what I was talking about. Yeah, you can read it in the blog, but it's a very tender place because yesterday was my estranged daughter's birthday. So that's what the tender moments were about, and a little bit of tears. And you know what? The angels say, cry those tears. If you have something that's welled up inside of you, let it out, release it. It's the best thing you can do to really get to a good point with it. And if you're having something like PTSD also, that's one of the best things you can do is get in touch with it and release it, whether you release it through tears or punching a pillow or whatever you have to do, writing it out. Writing is one of the best things you can do. So yeah, that's what that was all about. So anybody else have an intention? Do you have something that you're working on that maybe you'd like to complete before the end of the year? So let's get together today on this 12/12 day and let's just figure it out. Figure out what you need to do to bring that manifestation to be in your life. Oksana is here. Good morning. Oksana says, my intention is self-compassion, self-honesty. Oh, that's great. Self-kindness, self-care, self-empowerment, self-worth, self-trust. That is the gift I am giving myself. I love that for you, Oksana. I love, what did you say? Self-honesty. Ooh, that's a good one. Because how many times do we lie to ourselves? And you know, just the other day, I had something going on and I didn't share it with you all because I didn't want to go into fear. And as I was driving back from, where was I even? Oh, I was driving from Santa Fe to come into Colorado. And I just really took a deep breath in and I said, fear, you are a liar. And I brought myself out of that fear because I went into self-honesty. And I said, no, I do not accept fear in my life. I know I'm human. Okay. And there are certain things that scare me, but that's just different from holding on to a fear that's unrealistic. Because when we think about it, what are we afraid of? Are we afraid of that something's going to happen? Doesn't mean that it has happened. In this holy moment, it hasn't happened. So when you look at fear as a liar, and say, no, I'm not accepting that fear. I'm not accepting that in my life. I'm standing in my divine authority that right now I don't have anything happening to me. Right now, I'm perfectly fine. And then stay with that thought, because it'll bring you right out of that fear. When you look it in the face, you're courageous, you're brave, and you say, no, I don't accept that. And that's how I handle things these days. I choose to be healthy. I choose to not go into any low vibration that looks like it might bring my body down to a low place. Like, nope, I am not accepting that. I choose to stand in my higher authority of being perfectly made, and know that when something even looks like it might be wrong or go into that low vibration, I don't accept it. And that's the way it is. Stacy, it is my intention to speak my truth, speak my hurts, speak my joys, to be honest with love to myself and others. That self-honesty. Stacy, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for your words, because yeah, that self-honesty is so important. If we lie to ourselves, if we say, oh, it was okay, what we are actually doing is pushing it further down. And I pushed down feelings about the separation from my daughter for years. For years, I let it destroy me. And I couldn't watch a movie without crying. I couldn't talk about her without crying. And it was just too painful. But when we go into that reflection, and when we go into, oh, okay, I have to learn to adapt to this way of being. And yes, I pray that someday in this life, I'll be able to see her again, but I'm not going to let it affect my now moment. In my now moment, this is the way it is. So it's that honesty about it, not living in a fantasy, but keep holding out the hope and keep saying, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. And that's the way I live my life. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. Whoever's meant to be here in the mornings on this show, that's what was meant to be. And so I just leave it up to the angels. I leave it up to spirit to just let whatever happens, happen. Oksana said, yes, for so long I focused on my imperfections and my failures. It is false programming. Now I focus on my self-perfection, self-determination, and through that, I can see the perfection of the world. Absolutely. Oksana, I missed you in the mornings. You are so wise. And thank you. Thank you for being here this morning with your wise words. Julie says, the card you read for me yesterday, Teri, was so on point. Thank you so much again. Oh, Julie, I'm so glad you were there. Didn't y'all have a blast yesterday when the angels brought out the exact card that you needed to hear? That was fun. I think we're going to keep that as a tradition for our Sunday afternoon tea get-togethers. And so if you want to hear what your message is from the angels and from Kuan Yin, next Sunday, 2:00 Eastern in the afternoon, not 4:00, Jean L'Oreal. Jean was a little late to the party. So now she knows to set her alarm a little earlier so she can be on with us. And we just had a blast yesterday. So I think that's going to be our new tradition for the Sunday gathering. We'll get together and we'll see what Spirit has for us all. And Julie says, it's my intention to be kind and give all the love I can from my heart. That is so beautiful, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. You are so loving and so just amazingly interesting that when you come on, it's like the energy lifts. So you bring a very light energy with you. And that's what we need. And I appreciate that. Oh, you're welcome, Oksana. I'm so glad you're here this morning as well. So prayer requests. And if it's your intention, if you want to put that in the prayer requests, do it. Just do it, as Nike says. And let's get the prayers flowing in. And I believe, Blue, if you're still here, I think that you're putting the grid back together today, I think is what I remember hearing you say yesterday. So, Stacy, I'm so glad you were here for a few moments, sending you so much love. And I pray that your day is beautiful and amazing, just like you. And I really appreciate you coming in today. Deirdre, prayers for all humans, for Gaia and world peace, and attention to human trafficking. Thank you, Deirdre, for your beautiful words. Okay, so let's see. My nephew, Donnie, had come on yesterday to the show, and he shared earlier in the day that there was another loss in the family, and his dear aunt had passed. And this is right after my brother passed, which is his dad. So please lift Donnie up. Donnie's such a tender soul, and let's just wrap our arms of love around him. Please keep my family lifted up in prayer. And we're lifting up our JoY Castrillo, who's here, and her family, and especially her grandson, Eris. And Tammy Fisk had asked for extra prayers for CJ, her grandson, who was having some difficulty with breathing. And Blue says, yes, the grid goes up today. So putting those sweet babies in the grid, please. And my family, and especially my nephew. Love you all so much. Thank you for the heart. So let's go into our hearts. And if there is someone that you want to add to the grid, add to our prayer list, just please type that in. And I haven't seen our Marietta in here. So let's lift our Marietta. I don't think she was there yesterday either. So sending some love right down to the Keys, to Marietta and Ed and good girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles. And we're putting our Suzanne front and center in the prayer circle. She could use some prayers herself, so we definitely will do that. Hope, thank you for being here. Yes, please do, Hope, because I think it's a very important message today from the angels and from Kuan Yin about forgiveness. I'll read the Kuan Yin card again, and then we'll do our prayer. And yes, let's lift our Sally up for continued healing, and lift our Tony up. And thank you for being here. Marietta is here. Well, hello, sweet one. Brookie, please pray for my classmate, Jeremy Bauer, and his family as he just passed over to the next realm. Prayers for his wife and children as they grieve and accept his transition. Absolutely. And Auntie Jean, her intention is to shake this bug so I can do all the wonderful things I have planned to begin with the new Western grid. That's right. It's going to be a grid in the East Coast with our Blue and in the West Coast with our Auntie Jean. So, Jean, I'm seeing you in perfect health. You have to see yourself in perfect health. And all of you that are dealing with some of these winter bugs and the colds and not feeling well, just start talking to the cells in your body. Start doing more of the heart-brain coherence. That's how you heal. You heal those cells when you talk to them. So breathe into the cells in your body. Tell them, I am healthy, I am whole. Let's do that. Let's do some inner healing. So if you are one that needs to heal what's going on inside your body, just follow along and just participate. And the key to this is belief. Do you believe that you can heal yourself? I know when Louise Hay first told us that, we were like, really? Are you sure? Because we were so indoctrinated that we need a doctor, right? We need something outside of ourselves to heal. So just breathe in And yeah, I'm not knocking doctors, because sometimes we do have to have them, for sure. And there are certain things that, that really require something that the doctor can offer. So for the most part, the healing is going to begin with your belief that you can heal, and the belief that spirit is going to help you have the intuitive thought of what to do to take care of yourself. Isabel, you're working on healing yourself. Awesome. And Blue, you're going back to the doctor for a follow-up. Let's see that, a perfect follow-up. Let's see you in perfect health, and smile when you walk in that doctor's office, because spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. And when you put that smile on your face, you're saying, yes, I believe, I trust that my body is healing, my body is healed and working to perfection. So let's all put a smile on our face and go into our hearts. I want to call in the angels for this. And the first angel I want to call in is Archangel Raphael. Raphael is over all healing, whether we're doing it with the knowledge that we can and do heal ourselves, or maybe we're at that doctor. He guides what the doctor says and tells us. He guides the surgeon's hand. He guides every bit of our recovery and our healing. So call on Raphael right now to you. I'm bringing in that energy, and it's the energy of air. So if you feel a breeze, if you can just envision Raphael standing right there beside of you, what does that feel like? Go really into the feeling of it, of having him there, ready to go to work, ready to do whatever it is to bring that healing to fruition inside of your body. Let's call on Archangel Michael. Blue likes to call him Big Mike. And Michael comes in with the energy of fire. So if there are germs, if there's something going on that you're not sure what it is, just hand it over to Big Mike. Just hand it over to this guardian, this protector that says everything is working perfectly. Just release what it is that you think may not be working perfectly and say, I give this over with love. So if you can find that place inside of you that's looking to be healed, looking to be whole, to not have something that is bringing you down into the 3D energy, just say, I'm pulling out this cough. I'm pulling out this restriction of my airflow in my lungs. I'm pulling out whatever it is that's needed to give over, and I give it to Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, and I give it lovingly, because I love every experience that I've had and everything that's going on in my body. I love it to perfection. And then let's bring in Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel comes in with the energy of water. So feel the cleansing energy, feel it running through your body and over your body. Immerse yourself in this water energy and let Gabriel bring clarity to you. Just see yourself in your perfect form. Know that everything is working as it should work. And then last, let's bring in Archangel Uriel. Sometimes all we need is some grounding energy. Sometimes that energy needs to just be in balance. So feel into your body right now. Just do that scan. Just say, okay, what's going on with my body? What am I feeling in this very moment? And if it feels a little wobbly, then breathe into that part. Okay, so I'm hearing to push the breath into your lungs. Here we go. Just breathe that breath right in. Let it go into your lungs. And when you think you can't take any more in because there's a restriction, tell it that's a lie. That's a lie, fear. You're a liar. And breathe it even more deeply into your lungs. Feel it, hold it, and then release it back out. Let go of anything that you think is not working to perfection. Anything that's showing you its face as different from what you know it to be. You know you can heal. You know those cells pay attention when you say things like, I love you. Let's give some gratitude to our cells for doing their job. Thank you, I love you, to every cell in my body. Thank you for doing what you do. And those who are not working to perfection, I'm going to love you anyway. I'm going to love you until you perk up and say, okay, let me get with the program. Let me do what all the other cells are doing, which is working perfectly. So breathe that into your every cell in your body and just say, thank you. I love you. And thank you for doing your job. Thank you to the lungs. I don't have to tell the lungs what to do with the breath once I take it in. It's my only job to breathe it in. We don't have to tell the heart what to do. It's our only job to give it what it needs, to give it the oxygen, to give it the nutrition with our food. That's our only job, just to be, just to love, and love these bodies. Just love them to perfection and see it happening, see it real. So as you hold it in your heart, that loving, healing energy, see it real, feel it, know it, accept your healing, accept your divine path and your divine authority that you can heal what's inside of your body. Then let's look at all those prayer requests that we've been given, everyone that's in the grid. And now we're going to have to say grids because there will be two of them. And everyone that has not been brought to the circle yet, maybe you're just holding them in your heart. And let's love on everyone that's here, whoever you have a tender place for. And thank you, Blue, for offering to put my daughter in the grid. And yes, please do. Anyone that can lift up that vibration, just lift it and thank you. So we ask that all these prayers that we lift up are seen, heard, acknowledged, and loved to their very best and highest good of all. And then we get to have fun. Then we get to love on each other. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, thank you. I love you. I love you all so immensely. You are in my heart every moment. You are my motivation to get up in the morning. You are my motivation to make it through each and every day. Thank you. Thank you for your love. And now it's time for our Leo. I don't know if Alexa will play him. Nope, she's still saying no. Emphatically. So I don't know what her problem is with playing our Leo, but I know how to bring him up on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, maybe. Where are you, Gypsy Leo? Here we go, here we go. Without commercials today. I love it. And speaking of commercials. Jim or Sean, if you are listening to this morning, please get in touch with me. Because I sent you an email last night, but I have something that I'd like to ask your help on. Ricky, love you so much. Josie and Ricky, you go into this with confidence. You know that we're all behind you. Mary, good morning. Thank you, Mary Crincoli, for being here on YouTube. And you have a good day as well, Mary. So good to see you this morning. Oh, thank you, Blue. And I feel that grid ready to come together for you, for all of us. So thank you for that. Lois, Benjamin, thank you for being here. Oh, you don't hear Leo? Okay. I'm dancing alone. All right, let me see. You're right. I forgot to turn the share on. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Thank you for letting me know, Josie. Oh, don't tell me, I don't know. Cuppa full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Cuppa joy. Cuppa full of joy. Right. Thank you for being here. I love you all so much. Stay in your hearts, stay blessed, and I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.